Your name and address for the record, please.
Sure, Nancy Giras, 513 North Atlanta Avenue, North Massapequa, New York. I'm the current adoption coordinator at the Town of Hempstead Animal Shelter, and I did want to actually open up this evening with a note of appreciation. We were very pleased at the shelter to see the extension of the adoption hours, so I did want to thank you very much. I think the extension on Sunday certainly makes it more friendly to the neighborhood and to encourage people come in. Typically, those are our biggest adoption days, so I do want to commend you and the board for approving that. I think that's going to be critical in maintaining and soliciting more adopters. I would also like to respectfully request additional nighttime meetings for those of us who work. Obviously, it's impossible for us to rearrange schedules to get at 10 o'clock in the morning meetings, and these are very valuable experiences, I believe, for all of us. I see June, July, August, and September are all morning meetings, which precludes much of the working public from coming. So I would respectfully request more and additional nighttime meetings to allow those of us who either work or live within the township or both to come and speak and express our concerns and have a better connection as to what's going on. I think it'll just add to the transparency of the government. Additionally, I want to thank you for the investigation that's going on. I do know that many of us have given long lists to Investigator Mineo, and I know that he came to the shelter and handed out business cards soliciting any input that any employees may have had. I did want to know a couple of things, whether all the people on the list were going to be contacted directly.
Mr. Roth, can we comment on that?
I can't answer that.
How
See where the investigation takes us. We'll see where it goes.
Okay, so if we gave a list of people that we thought were valuable to speak to, there's not a guarantee that those people are actually going to be contacted.
I can't answer whether they will or will not be. We will see where the investigation takes us. Okay?
Okay. Additionally, I also would like some insight in regard to the use of the Tales of Hope Fund. I know that volunteers and staff have literally emptied their pockets and run amazing fundraisers for the support and training for some of our harder to place animals. I can imagine there's probably thousands of dollars in the Tales of Hope Fund, and I was hoping that if not now, you could provide us with a better parameter of how that money is to be used.
I'm sure, again, I'm going to direct you to make an appointment to meet with Mr. Denning, who is my executive assistant, who deals with the animal shelter, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to give you whatever information we have.
Okay, and additionally, we do have a number of policies on many, many things at the shelter. One of the largest departments that we have that does not currently have any sort of policy in written form is our rescue department. I think it's critical that we have a written policy in regard to the parameters of rescue and what's permissible and what the responsibilities are. Adoptions, clerical, animal control officers, there's policies for all of those areas. I know as part of the investigation, many of us voiced our concerns that stray animals, which by law have to be held for 5 days within the shelter to give animals the opportunity to be reclaimed by their owners, are being swept off to 501c3 rescues to ride out their stray hold, and then they're being told that they can keep those animals for adoptions. Subsequently, many of the animals, may I continue?
Yes, keep going.
Thank you. Subsequently, many of our, as we say, highly adoptable animals, and that, of course, with all due respect to all of our population, but the taxpayers in the community do have a right to these animals, and many a times animals even with multiple applications of highly vetted, highly qualified applicants. Animals are oftentimes literally plucked up and taken away into rescue organizations. And while I absolutely value our relationships with rescues, my concern is that frequently the adoptive public and potential adopters are being undermined. Animals are not given the opportunity to go directly into a home, which I feel is ultimately the goal that we should all be looking to achieve. And without a written policy in regard to rescue, unfortunately, it's very fluid and there's very little opportunity for any of us to have any sort of structured process.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay.